Welcome back, everybody. Very special episode of Taking the Scenic Route today because I involved you, the audience, in the creation of this video. So earlier this week, I streamed gameplay, me going behind the scenes in Age of Empires 2 and involving you. I brainstormed the objectives at the beginning of the stream. Probably should have had those prepared ahead of time. Whoops. But one of them is submitted directly from the chat. And not only was that a lot of fun, that wasn't the extent of the engagement, but as I played out the missions and as I created different things on the map editor, it was a lot of fun interacting with people, exchanging ideas. And so this is the culmination of that. There will be more live episodes in the future, not every single episode and not all future episodes. Maybe one out of every 3 I'll try to record live, and I promise they will be games that are more conducive to a live streaming experience than Age of Empires 2. All right, let's just get into this one. I'm going to narrate what I have, and I'll let the stream speak for itself when I have to. We'll do forest location. We will do a winter scene. So here we are, just getting started with the objectives. Forest location, winter scene, autumn scene, a skirmish with soldiers, a skirmish with siege weaponry, a natural landmark, and a castle town. I wanted to do a good blend of the environments that are available in this game, as well as different types of battles. And of course, rounding it out with wildlife. All right. I think I can get rid of, so I'll get rid of this. But silly me, I forgot to include the chat early on, and so I had to get rid of one of those, and that's where I decided to put in the chat will decide. 8. All right, looks pretty good. So here we are at the very beginning. I'm not necessarily certain of what I'm going to have exactly, but I'm just starting out a game and I have a few things in mind. I could do the castle town. I'll definitely knock out the skirmish with siege weaponry. Anything else is a bonus. Make sure we're on the right teams. Team 1 versus Team 2. Oh boy, I haven't played in a while. I think I build a house first. I see that I don't have a scout for some reason. I need sheep. Oh yeah, it's mega random, so I might not have a scout. Let's go straight to feudal. Let's get some fun units. Oh yeah, and this is one of the reasons why I like Age of Empires for a project like this, is you could just zoom in on the game and look at how many details, or even zooming out. Look at how many details you can pick up. It's true. This is an incredibly detailed game. Everything from the environments to the buildings to the characters, the animations. There's so many great things to look at. And that's why this game really popped into my mind. I've had so many gameplay experiences in this game where I thought, wow, that looks incredible. See, that's looking good. It's already looking good. Definitely need a lot of stone in this game. Oh, is that my ally? Oh, they're going to make it look ugly with their archery range over here. What are they doing that for? Here I am setting up the foundations of the castle town. It's a lot of fun planning where these different buildings are going to go. I've got the blacksmith behind the town hall, or beside the town hall. There's a little palisade wooden fence there, just adding a little extra detail, something different to break up a lot of the monotony from the buildings. And here's the placement of a market. These farms are going down, and they, after being deleted, are going to change the color of the ground. So there's a lot of little tricks that I actually thought of on the spot, and they created what ends up being a very interesting castle shot. You're going to see for yourselves. Oh, what's my stop? Stop is stand ground with you. And this is a fun detail now, the placement of all of these units. I've got scouts, these units that are on horseback, a couple of the villagers that I'm trying to make look busy. You'll see everybody fills in and they really help turn this into a snapshot of what a castle town ought to look like. Destroy that, destroy that. Would a monastery look good inside the town? It would. Shoot, you're supposed to have your monastery fairly central, I think, and I've not done that. What I was thinking there is that in a lot of the early European towns that have monasteries or churches, I believe a lot of importance was placed on putting the church on the highest elevated position, the highest elevated location in the town. I'm not a great history buff, so I probably have a lot of details that are messed up. I don't know how often it was done. I don't know what centuries it was done in, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that before, where people tried to put the churches closest to God or closest to heaven, and so they would look for higher elevation. You can see here, this is just a very flat town. But it looks pretty incredible, doesn't it? There it is. That is the castle town. So that's done. And there we have it. The first objective of 8 knocked out of the way, the castle town. Now, the same game is playing out, and I'm beginning to prepare my army with some siege weaponry for a skirmish. I grossly underestimated what would be involved in getting a skirmish to look good in a freeze frame. For some reason, when you play multiplayer, even single player, with all the chaos, it feels like every snapshot could be an incredible photo. You'll see I had to work for this one quite a bit. I have no clue what my attack hotkeys are, though. Oh, and he's also got this army over here. And so I'm looking. Where can I send my guys in? What confrontation do I want to take? Are these the right siege weapons from the enemy, from the opponents? Well, everyone's going in, everyone's moving en masse, so I just got to get in there and see what happens. Like I said, it becomes really difficult in the heat of the moment to try to get a perfectly choreographed shot. But I tried my best. So here's some trebuchets being set up. The enemy has their onagers. And that's as far as I can zoom in. Unfortunately, they've split their army, so now they're missing 2 onagers, and I'm even stronger. I have more units compared to them. Did I get the shot? How am I getting the photos? Freeze frames. And I'll probably have the exact ones as Steam screenshots. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And so I'm jockeying and jockeying, and I'm trying to be mindful of the chat as well. Moving units left, moving units up, trying to get the siege units advanced a little bit further. There's something here. I know there's a potential shot here. There's a good engagement waiting to happen. It's here. You know, it's just generally somewhere here. The photos in this video will not all look as clean and polished as they did in the previous 2 videos. I mistakenly assumed that I had different replay and screenshot features to work with in this game. I did not. So in the middle of live streaming, if I did not get the right print screen for Steam at the right time, I didn't get a good photo. Here we are with the skirmish with siege weaponry. It's the best that I could do, having gone back through the live stream and just taking a screenshot. Perfect, he's setting up. Oh, this is one too. And here I thought, well, maybe this is also going to provide a good screenshot. I didn't bother taking a photo from here, but you can watch the gameplay and you can decide for yourself whether you like the look of it or not. It looks good in video, doesn't it? Well, I got multiple options. Silly me. I thought I had multiple options for the screenshots, again, because I mistakenly assumed I could go back into the replays. There were no replays! The idea is, as long as there's something close enough, I can go in the replay and I could just slide my camera to a better angle if need be. What a dunce. Well, here we are working on the next one. So this is one of the many maps that I created with my own hands. Yeah, proud of myself for this one. This is a very elaborate winter map, and more things than you think were actually placed deliberately. Here's a mountain range with a couple of characters, remember them for later. Some goats, a relic, some berry bushes. There's so much fun you could have with the map editor. I always do whenever I mess around with it. And what I'm thinking already is we can do our wildlife photo. So that's this scene right here. Again, I've just started the game fresh on this map. I'm moving my characters around to try to reveal the map. At this point in the stream, I was not thinking about using a cheat to reveal the fog of war. I didn't even check any kind of vision options when I was loading the game in, so forgive me for that. This is very much a trial and error type of live stream. We're just about ready. Here we go. Back on the berry bush. You two take your shot, and here it is. Oh, I pressed the wrong hotkey. Yep. I paused the game instead of pressing screenshot. And that's because F9, I think in some other games, is used for pause. There. Ah, well, it's fine. I got a couple. It'll do. There it is. You know what? Aside from the little green box around the deer, I think it works fairly nicely. Okay, so that's my wildlife photo. As morbid as it is that my wildlife shot actually highlights the deer dying, it is what it is. I could have done fish jumping out of the water. I could have done a bunch of boars running around, some of the African animals, but this one spoke to me, whatever that means. Yeah, whatever that means. You know, that's one of those awkward moments when you're in the middle of a stream and you don't really know what to say. Happens when I'm doing takes for these different videos as well. But we're back at the mountain range, and this is going to be the seasonal scene. So it's set in winter. I like the look of the mountains. I thought they looked great. So just like that, we're already halfway done. This is a fast video, isn't it? Here we are in another custom map of mine, and I'm thinking there's got to be forest here. Let's look for the ideal forest shot. And so I'm swinging it around. I'm looking at all the different features of this particular map. We see rivers, little crossings across the water. Maybe one of these starting locations is more nestled into woods than the others. Pack of wolves. The lake with the gold nodes. It would be kind of cool to have some units here and actually set up a fishing village here. A little bit of a forest ridge dividing that lake. What do we have here? Another odd mountain range, mixing up the colors a little bit. Mining camp. Well, here we are back at the first location. We're actually loaded in. It's the perfect little nook. It's already got these rocks in place. It's more interesting than having a plain forest location because I got the water. And so I decided why not put a little fishing town on the edge of the forest. And here I am just placing some fishing ships. I've got the fishing traps already out. This is so much fun. This was one of the highlights of the live stream, and this is when I really started to enjoy it. More than playing the game out from the previous photos, this right here, getting into the map editor, and just taking my time, interacting with the chat, building out the scene. I realize it could be a little bit slower, so you know, if you're looking for more action in a stream, this isn't necessarily for you. But creating something and involving people in the creation process was a lot of fun. And here we are now with the vision sheets. Again, I wish I knew these at the outset. I envisioned when I thought of Age of Empires as an episode for this video series, like this. Now, I don't think I can do away. Oh, I can do away with that. Okay. There we go. Yep, I discovered I could collapse more elements of the UI, so I could have an even cleaner photo. So from this point onward, I was actually able to get some really great shots. Male villager. I don't know, talking to the pig. Yay. That's what you do when you get lonely, talk to pigs. That's what dating apps are for. All right, and there you go. That was a great forest shot. Now here we are, looking for the natural landmark. This is an autumn theme map that I built out as well. I thought the mountain range was a little too silly, too weird looking, too unrealistic. But it's not necessarily that pretty to look at. So I'm going to take a look elsewhere, and for some different geography, I'm going to try to find a map with a waterfall. I know I've made waterfalls before. I just don't think this is the map with it. No, it's not. However, there's potential right here. This little river, this can be turned into something spectacular. For now, we're just going to stack these. We're going to see what kind of effect we get and probably bring them out over here. Now you see how it took so many hours to actually get my maps done. Yep. Okay, every single map that I've made has been many, many hours, but it's something that I really enjoy. Maybe I'll do another map making stream in the future. Well, I say another. This doesn't count as a map making stream. Maybe I'll do some live map making in the future, though, if people are interested in that sort of thing. Okay. Oh, forage bushes always look good. Just little flecks of red that are barely mixed in. Yeah, that was my Bob Ross coming out right there. Just get a color that is so different from the scene that you're working with. In that case, it was the red of the berry bushes, and you could just hide them under a lot of the tall trees. And just little elements of red really make a big difference. Now I'm starting to get some interesting shapes. Yeah, messing around with these giant rocks. And this is really adding a lot of dynamics, actually. So I've got the cliffs that are a lower elevation, and then when I add these giant boulder pieces, I create even higher elevation, a different look to the map now. Just layers upon layers of height and color and anything to make it visually appealing. Bring the shore out. Get some gravel there. So here we are loaded into the game now. Again, I've used those Marco Polo cheats, and I can see everything clearly. And it's just a matter of getting the right angle, moving the camera, I think that's it. And snap. There it is. A beautiful natural landmark. And now, something with relics. And that was the chat contributing what the final objective would be, something with relics. However, on this particular map, I'm going to do the naval battle. Now, this is off stream. The stream for those first 6 objectives took 2 hours as it was. I wasn't going to keep everyone any longer. I knew that I would probably have to play another game or dig through my replays. Well, again, I thought that there would be replays. Dig through some files to try to find a good naval battle. I've had many with my friend playing online, but they weren't saved. So here we are. I've got my ships. I've got some that fire arrows. Actually, they all fire arrows. And I'm just taking them down this river over here. I'm going to engage them and see what I get. Once again, I really want to emphasize that in the heat of the moment, it is a lot more difficult to choreograph something than I thought. But I ended up with a decent photo. I know it's not amazing. Even decent might be pushing it, but cut me some slack for this episode, all right? I tried my best, given the amount of time that I had to work with. Anyways, this is now the creation of the final objective. This is going to be something with relics, and I wanted to go back to a type of monastery scene. It didn't have to be completely gaudy with a whole bunch of relics, just a couple of them, maybe even one maximum. So I'm setting up the cliffs, the trees. I decided to go with this wintry night filter on everything. There's the placement of the relic just in front of the church, or is it behind? I'm not exactly sure. A little bit of smoke coming out of the side. It could be like the kitchen side. And again, just placing some doodads all over the place. A well, the monks now. Put one over here. There's a little graveyard, a horse-drawn carriage. It's so much fun making this sort of thing. And I kept this footage in because unfortunately, Age of Empires froze as I was trying to save this map. Nothing was retained. Here's a screenshot of what I was working with in the map editor. I know it's not great, but it's the best that I could do without spending even more time on this video. You know, this live stream episode has a lot of signs of rust and a lack of preparation, but I will do better on the next one. And it was good to get a game like Age of Empires out of the way. I knew it would be a unique experience, to say the least, one that is not necessarily going to be entirely enticing with its gameplay, but I've saved some games for future live stream episodes that should be more engaging. So look forward to those. When I do episode 4 of Taking the Scenic Route, it's going to be back to how I did the Halo video. I'll play a game on my own, offline. I'll narrate over the edited footage, and it's going to look great. I promise you. This was very much a rehearsal for some better live stream episodes, okay? But I hope you still enjoyed the episode. I had a lot of fun making it, and I want to thank everybody who tuned in the live stream as well, especially those of you who went a little further than simply tuning in and gazing upon the screen. Those of you who talked in the chat. That was a lot of fun for me. Live streams aren't something that I do often. Anyways, I should end it right there. Once again, thank you everybody, however, for watching and tuning in, and please let me know what you thought in the comments section. If you have any suggestion for some games that you'd want to see in this Taking the Scenic Route series, let me know. I try to get a few of them done every year. This is the first year that I'm starting. I'm talking too much. Anyways, thanks everybody. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Have a great day, whatever it is. See ya.